I guess we can get into the main throes of this show with the little thing we like to call reviews.
Let's do it.
Lights, camera, action, it's review time. Dennis and Adam, we gon' blow your mind. We're stepping up to the plate, ready to swing. Analyzing movies like a scientist with brain.
All right, Dennis. You, my friend, are the first scientist with bling with a little movie here.
Oof. You
want to tee it up?
Oh, dude. Hell yes, I do. And speaking of bling, this is like the most fucking bling right here. I'm going to be reviewing a 1996 cult classic, Kazaam.
Shaquille O'Neal in the story of a genie trapped in a boombox.
I am Kazaam.
The kid who set him free.
I own you, don't I?
Technically.
Let's go right now.
And a friendship that's all attitude.
I'm gonna kick your butt.
Dream on, loser.
Shaquille O'Neal. Woo! Kazaam.
Here's a tip. This is the pony shoes.
Rated PG.
Woo!
All right. Yes. This Shaquille O'Neal vehicle was, I remember the staggering amount of advertising that was involved in not only this film, but the other films and his album that were coming out around this time. This is everything else Shaq was trying to do but basketball. Peak like Shaq popularity, I would have to argue too. Starring Shaquille O'Neal, Francis Capra, and a recognizable face in Ally Walker from a lot of other television series and films. Telling the story of a young boy in New York that has stumbled across a 3,000-year-old genie, inadvertently rubs his lamp, and not anything foul. Releasing the genie, he's free again, and now he has the classic, all right, you've got 3 wishes. But this child has something else on his mind. He's found out his estranged father is back in town, and he wants to find him and seek him out and meet his dad. He ran out on him and his mom so young that he doesn't really have any memory of him at all. So he, as he's trying to track down his club managing father, who's a real sleazebag, come to find out he's a part of some sort of black market. What do you call it? They're making mixtape, like they're selling underground CDs, black market CDs and shit.
Fair enough.
All bootleg. Yeah, it's like they're selling bootlegs of these artists coming through this club. This is some huge criminal organization that he's a part of. Meanwhile, we got Kazaam, the genie. He's fallen for hip hop. He just thinks it's the coolest fucking thing, and he's just a natural savant at being a rapper, as Shaq would do. Does this sound like a fucking messy handful of mushy?
No, it sounds perfectly makes sense.
So it's funny. I remember as a kid loving this.
I just said,
yeah. This is the there was such a strong phase of wish fulfillment films targeted towards children and families. This is one of many that came out in the few years surrounding this one. And like I said, it had a lot of press. Now my takeaway rewatching it now. Okay, the movie's bad. It still doesn't hold up. Guess what? It's still not a good movie. But
damn,
it is funny to see this time capsule of the 90s and like the wardrobe, the music, even the dialogue, the way they talk sometimes. It is kind of fun to take this like trip back and hear and see some of these things. Even when it's like back when you'd pop into VHS and there was ads for other movies coming out in video before that.
Which the clip we played, that was a VHS ad for Kazaam. And it sounded like a fake ad now. If you were to hear that, I had to be like, is this real? Is this legit? Because this sounds like a parody ad of a movie.
Right. And it goes by so fast. But yeah, that used to be the norm. It's those, I remember those key scenes because, I saw that 1,000 times before all the other movies I watched. So the wardrobe is fascinating, especially Shaq. Every fucking thing had to be custom made for that man. But it looks awesome. The sets are actually pretty fucking amazing. Like the little hideout that Max built for himself did all this crazy wiring and has all these like simple machines that he fashioned. He actually did a wonderful job, or he did. The production did a wonderful job of building up all this world, and I thought it looked great. They had fun with the music, the original music too. The ridiculous like music video-esque breakdowns that the film has. It's so 90s that it kind of has its own charm in this time capsule way, like I was saying before.
Fair enough.
But goddamn, is it rough to get through? And the logic of the plot makes no fucking sense. This guy literally can grant 3 wishes of whatever the fuck you want. He could have simplified the search for his father, and not only had the search handled, but got his father. Like, he could have figured out all these other things, abiding by the rules he establishes. By the way, can't bring back the dead, can't make anyone fall in love with you, affairs of the heart kind of thing, whatever. But physical things he can manipulate. Whatever, you know, it's cute though. I get why you had to make something like this. What, you just had to fucking go for it, and they spent some money on it. Like, because it's, I want to say it did actually, yeah, $20 million budget, but it did make more than its money back. It's like 60 million or something internationally. So like, although it wasn't a juggernaut hit, it did way better in home video sales. And then it was a good 20 years later, and it turned into this cult classic.
I think what I like the most about this movie is the Mandela effect of Shazam starring Sinbad, and everyone's swearing to God they've seen it.
What I'm like, I've never heard of this until I was doing research.
Really?
Until I was looking up notes for this. I'm like, that was never a thing for me.
You never ran across people like that?
No.
Damn. Oh,
not the Shazam Sinbad thing. I've never heard this before.
Huh. Oh, interesting.
I'm like, because it's like there's so many other wish fulfillment 90s movies.
Sure.
We just recently watched it. We had company over. We're watching movies that they hadn't seen before. We had a couple things on recently. So like going from heavyweights to like Blank Check to like Sister Act and a few other things of like this era of
Did
films.
you not watch Sister Act 2 Back in the Habit?
And we
gonna watch
back to back.
Friend.
That's exactly what I did. In fact,
It's the only way to watch Sister Act, my friend.
Yeah, you know, it's a funny little slice of American film history, I think. And I think it's just like a novelty that can still be appreciated, but goddamn, is it a bad movie? Depending on how you phrase what a bad movie is.
Sure.
Are you having fun watching it? Then I still think it's an enjoyable film, but Jesus, don't think about the plot for more than a second, because you'll unravel as soon as you start pulling at that thread. But we'll set that aside. I'm going to give Kazaam 1.5 slices of toast. It's
all right.
It was fun to revisit, but Jesus, it was kind of like, well, it was tough to get through story wise, dialogue wise. And those are kind of critical things for watching a movie over again for me.
Fair enough. I feel like in 20, 30 years from now, people will say that about my next movie here, Dennis. I have a movie that recently came out, and it was a mega bomb at the theaters. I'm talking about Masters of the Universe.
Let me show you what real power looks like. You can try. I have the power!
This is my home. I'm gonna fight for it.
Somebody wants to brawl. The universe shall quake in my shudder.
We're gonna take back our home together.
Yeah. Masters of the Universe. Only theaters June 5th.
All right. So I saw this movie twice now. The first time I saw it after a long day of work, and I was coming and going out of consciousness. But I'm like, I really want to see it. Opening night, IMAX, empty fucking theater. Guy sitting 2 seats down from me, probably slightly older than me. I feel like we were the only two in the theater eating this stuff up. So the plot, pretty simple here. We start off here with a young Prince Adam on Eternia, kind of training. We see that he's not taking his training wisely. He's not taking it seriously. His dad, the king, is ashamed of him, calls him out. And like the dad's man at arms is like, hey man, it's all good. You just got to pick yourself back up and everything will be fine. And then poof, a couple minutes later, Skeletor and the gang pops through, seizes power and essentially imprisons everyone. But before that happens, the fucking sorceress opens a portal to send Adam away to safety with a sword that will one day bring him back to Eternia. And Adam's mother's like, send him to my home world because she grew up on Earth. He'll be safe there. And then he's flying through a portal going to Earth, and the sword slips away from him, and he realizes he's fucked because that sword is his only way to get back home. And then we pick up like 15 years later, and he believes he still remembers all these characters from his childhood in his homeland, and he tells everyone about it, and he seems crazy. And then one day, like, he's always searching online, has anybody seen this sword? He draws replicas, and someone's like, yeah, I know where your sword is. Come meet me. And guess what, Dennis? He's been looking for 15 years, and that sword's like 20 minutes away at a toy store or a comic book store on display. And so there's a comical thing of him stealing it. And then right as that happens, one of Skeletor's guys pops out of nowhere, this giant creature who's also looking for it so Skeletor can have more power. But luckily, He-Man's old gal pal Teela shows up, and she takes him back to Eternia with the sword, and he's all excited. And she's like, I wouldn't get so excited. It's not the world you remember. Skeletor has like destroyed it, and your parents have gone missing, and everyone you know and love is like hiding, and I'm a part of a rebellion. And essentially it's like, all right, he's like, we have to stand up and get our home back. And it's about them fighting back to Skeletor, but there's a whole journey they go on that's a little tedious, but it's fun. It's interesting. A lot of people are talking shit about this movie. All right, so
the formula kind of sounds familiar. Like, I feel like it's not like we haven't seen this type of movie before.
Pretty much.
Like, yeah, but this is obviously with the He-Man flavor. So
yeah, and that's the thing. This is kind of spot on. It's weird and cheesy and awkward, kind of like the cartoon. And like we were saying earlier, the Bumblebee movie was based on toy property, and the director of Bumblebee directed this, and he's also a guy that works with Leica. He did Kubo and the Two Strings. He has this upcoming movie Wildwood, so he's an interesting director. But the thing that really stands out the most here, the score is fun as hell, dude. It's done by the guy that did the score for fucking what's the fucking movie that Ted likes in the movie Ted? The
Flash
football
Gordon.
Star. Flash Gordon, the guy that did Flash Gordon, did the score for this, and it has that synthy, upbeat, crazy, and it's throughout the whole movie.
Like,
and then by the final,
sort of.
yeah, and by the final battle, we get a new rendition of the He-Man theme song, so that's kind of cool.
Nice.
The characters look kind of cool. Like the bad guys, they look, the prosthetics and stuff, because they did practical, and of course there's some CG in there, but they look pretty good. The world looks luscious and beautiful in the beginning, and then it looks drab and like it has a distinct look. The wardrobe is spot on for this, and like they call out so much shit. Like when he finally does transform into He-Man, he's like, "What happens to my clothes? Do I get those back?" And like there's a reason why everyone has such dumb names, like fucking Fisto and fucking all these like wacky names, or Ram Man. It's all, they explain it. It's like he's always drawing pictures of them, and these are names he came up with even when he was a kid. But it's like he was like 10 when he left. He didn't know their real names. Whatever. And like there's all these weird like jokes thrown in here about fisting and like weird adult things. And it's like, do you want to be a kid's movie or do you want to be an adult? Like, you know, your audience is primarily people who grew up in the 80s and whatnot. So I guess it makes sense. And like there was polling, only 11% of the people that saw this movie opening weekend were young. So it's not hitting the demographics they were hoping, which is kind of rough. But
it's like they needed to make it for the audience that watched the original show, not a fucking brand new audience. I don't get that. Like,
and that's the thing. That audience showed up, but not as big as they'd hoped. And I guess the whole reason they made this is because Jeff Bezos is a giant fan of He-Man, apparently. And he's like, hey, I own MGM, I own Amazon. You guys got to make this. And it's like, interesting. All right, ballsy move.
Didn't really know half the fucking cast in here. We just needed to slap this fucking thing together. But at least Alison Brie entertaining in this. That was
Well, that's one of my flaws here. Alison Brie as Evil Lynn.
Yeah,
like she has moments, but she doesn't get much to do. She doesn't get.
Oh,
she's underutilized.
That's too bad.
And it's interesting because like she's kind of the right hand man or woman, I guess, for Skeletor.
Yeah.
And like there's scenes where Skeletor like will belittle her or like fucking choke her or like do some like hold her hands and cause her to scar. And like she gets these like weird little like sexual flares on her. Like she's turned on by it almost, which is interesting. Interesting take.
Okay.
I know. Now a lot of people like Jared Leto as Skeletor. This guy's like fucking box office like arsenic. Don't put him. But he was really good at Skeletor. Like he was real. Like
I would say the way they styled him, that he looks fucking awesome.
Menacing.
That's great.
And there's this cool scene where like he's causing He-Man to kind of have like weird hallucinations, and like it goes from like he like in the middle of battle, like he's knocked out, and like we see him reliving some of the moments we saw on Earth, and we see fucking Jared Leto like as Skeletor and Jim Weir talking shit. Then we get like a scene of him like in an office, kind of like office space, like just weird shit, and it's kind of funny. Jared Leto was sadly one of my favorite parts, but Idris Elba is like, why is he in this? But he could have just phoned it in, but he's giving a really nuanced, like he goes for it. He really is killing it in this movie as Man at Arms. Idris Elba was great.
Nice.
Yeah. I haven't watched Riverdale. I watched like the first season, and I guess the lady playing Tila is from Riverdale. She was pretty good. And then Nicholas Galanzine, I had only seen in that Anne Hathaway movie, The Idea of You, but I guess he's in like little movie things here and there that like some of the kids would know. But also, I guess he was in that movie Bottoms, and I recently saw him in The Sheep Detective. Good in that. This kid was good. Like it's weird because like he's playing like this goofy guy, and it's all about like he's not man enough for his dad, and like now that he's all muscle bound and stuff, he's like, I'm who you want me to be now, Dad. And then of course like his dad's like. His dad's like, I never wanted you to be that. And it's like, no, that's exactly what you showed us the one time we saw you, guy. But that's it's interesting because he's more like,
I'm not my father. I'm my own man.
Yeah. I just want the crowd to love me, Jeremy Allen White. Man. But it's funny because like he works at HR in on Earth, and like he was trying to do that with Skeletor. He's like, we don't gotta fight, we can just talk. And Skeletor's like, fuck that. And then like by the time he fucking goes off on Skeletor, and then Skeletor's like, oh, we can talk. Yeah, the action is really good in this, man. The action is surprisingly fun and upbeat and intense, and with the score, it's just like adrenaline. Yeah, I don't know. I had a fun time watching it. Like,
nice.
I liked it when I first saw it, but I'm like, I gotta fill in those gaps from when I might have passed out a little bit. And it held up. Like, yes, I know there's some flaws and there's some issues here and there, and it's like, what movie doesn't have that? It's not a perfect movie, but for a certain audience, it's gonna hit what it wants to do. And I feel like like everyone went for a certain thing and they hit what they were going for. It just didn't resonate. It didn't go where it needed to go for the audience and money wise. And it's kind of rough because it's funny. They have 3 post-credit scenes. One of them is a character that like everyone's like, I don't know if they can actually put that guy in this movie, if it's going to work. And it's like, oh, good. He's finally on screen. This is great. Too bad we didn't get him earlier. And then of course there's like a big, here's who's going to be important in that next movie. And it's like, oh boy, that never is going to happen now. That sucks. And then there's like another scene that's kind of throwaway, but it's like, I would watch another one, but clearly I don't think we're getting one anytime soon. Is this
a little flying wizard guy?
He's our first one, but essentially spoilers. Sorry. It's been out. People, if you haven't seen it by now, hopefully I convince you to, and I'm going to spoil it because people were walking away. They didn't even realize this fucking came up because some people just leave. But no, it's She-Ra. They're like, the mother's like, I hope she comes back. We never meet her. We didn't see her as a kid, but then we see her on another planet. Like she's a badass warrior princess already killing it. So it's like, I want to see that, man. That'd be great having her with these other characters. But now we know.
That's why she's been trending on. I've been seeing the name floating up. I'm like, okay. That's why people are talking about She-Ra. Well, maybe it'll be different enough. They won't make it the sequel. It'll be like Red Sonja to Conan. Where it's it's the same universe, but they don't take place in the same period of time. They're in different parts of the world. Mm-hmm. It does doesn't matter.
And it's funny, like I said, I saw the first time opening night, kind of empty IMAX theater. One guy older, like we were the only two who got it. When I saw it yesterday again, fucking, there was an older woman who was loving every second. Like she was into it. I'm like, oh fuck, man, this lady is a fucking fan of He-Man. I'm
Nice.
like, we need more people like this in the theater getting excited, man. Oh man, but yeah, I will say if you do, like you were just saying, fucking Red Sonja, they just released like a year or two ago, like the Red Sonja reboot that came and went that it played for like a week. That was really good. That's kind of on par with this, like really, but nobody watched it. Worth checking out. It's going to be streaming somewhere. But if you've been turned off by Masters of the Universe because of people saying bad shit out there, like there were so many movies I could have chose from, and this did win votes, and I'm like, what should I do review? And this was like the number one. It's like, I want to let people know it's not as bad as everyone's making it out to be. It's not perfect, but it's a fun watch.
That seems to be a trend. That seems to be a trend lately. It's like if something isn't fucking stellar, it's the worst piece of shit in the world. I'm like, no, there's so many degrees between those ends of the spectrum.
Like on the last episode, we kind of said the same thing about Mandalorian and Grogu. It's not a perfect movie, but it's a fun time at the movies. Sometimes you just need it. Like, especially now, it's the summer, it's hot out. Go watch a fun movie, get some air conditioning, eat some snacks, drink some drinks, have fun.
Yeah.
But I will say it's 2 hours and 12 minutes. Could trim some of that easily. You could finite and tighten the story and make some things a little more feasible. But overall, I had a good time watching it. I'm going to give Master of the Universe 2 slices of toast.
All right.
Yeah. All right. So this next one, we're going to probably tag team, but I will let you take the lead for this one, Dennis.
Alrighty. Up next is a little Spielberg film that just got released, Disclosure Day.
What did you steal?
Secrets.
From Steven Spielberg. People are starved for the truth.
What are you gonna do?
Full disclosure to the whole world.
On June 12th.
The world is on the brink. If you do this, there's no undoing it.
3, 2, 1.
This is Disclosure Day.
Disclosure Day. Rated PG-13.
All right.
Hey, yeah. So yeah, this is definitely one I was very excited for when I was first seeing the advertising for it. It's got a very interesting cast right at the gate. Emily Blunt is doing the heavy lifting for this movie. We have our main villain getting played by Colin Firth. Some fantastic performance by Coleman Domingo.
Always.
Wyatt Russell is in there for some reason.
Relief. I like Wyatt Russell in here, man. I'm not gonna lie.
I like him as an actor in general. He did not have enough in this movie. I felt like
I agree.
But
when he was on screen, I enjoyed him. Yeah.
We'll circle back to that. Josh O'Connor, who's our other male lead, I didn't really know him that well.
Yeah, I've only seen him in a handful of things. Like he was in the Challengers movie with Zendaya. He was really used well there. He was in that Knives Out movie, the last one to come out, Wake Up Dead Man. He was all right. But then he had this really weird heist movie I saw last year called The Mastermind, which I was like, no. Like, I feel like casting directors don't know how to use this guy properly. And I don't know if I like him or dislike him. Like, especially in this movie, I'm like...
Yeah.
When he was on screen, his storyline, I'm like, I should have been riveting, but
I think
his charisma's not there for me.
Yeah,
Sorry.
hold on. But I think before we start peeling hard into that, let's
give
say a little bit more of the plot, because that heavily affects what I think you're getting at. Because I think I'm gonna double down on pretty much everything you're gonna say. So the setup for this is the actor we were just talking about, the character he's playing, which, God, what the fuck was it? Daniel
Kellner.
Daniel's on the run
a million times,
and he was a part of a team working from the interior of this secretive group within the government that they have secrets, and he's got secrets to share. And boy, do they want to keep these secrets under wrap to the point to where they're willing to kill to do it. So we're just jump right into, he's already on the run. This operation's kind of like already underway. And And parallel to that, we're seeing Emily Blunt, who's got her day job is she's a weather person at a local news station and has a freaky ass couple of fucking experiences before realizing there's clearly something that's going on with her. Her husband, played by Wyatt Russell, is very concerned. Or
boyfriend.
They
go out of the way to tell us that.
Yes. So we start this. She ends up linking up with our guy on the run. They both have some weird shit going on with him, and they're being chased by Colin Firth and his secrety division of hush hush government hush hush. But then they keep coming in contact with Coleman Domingo's character Hugo, who we find out he was on the inside too, and we're all the pieces are falling together. We just need this thing to happen. And what's funny is there is like so much buildup in this movie for what the trailer tells you right out the gate. We're about to tell the world the aliens are real, right? Like that's the whole setup for this fucking movie. Oh my god!
2 hours and 20 minutes before we get there. Out of a 2 hour and 25-minute movie,
and we
know watch Disclosure Day, not days before the day. Come on,
Jesus fucking Christ! This was such a dry, slow-moving, boring and uninspired film. I do not understand all the hype this one is getting. I have like the inverse reaction. It's like when everyone's been shitting on other movies that I think were pretty good recently. Yeah. Here's a movie that is so fucking boring. How is it getting so much praise? This is not top tier Steven Spielberg. There's no fucking way.
And I shot a longer review of this that's going out this week where I've talked about, I feel like everyone just gives Spielberg a pass for everything. And it's like, yeah, he was great back in the day and he makes some good movies, but I feel like you can't just say it's Spielberg, so we got to love this movie. It's like, no, you got to put him lower. You can't just put him on a pedestal and say he makes gold, because not every filmmaker is going to have hits all the time.
There's nothing wrong with appreciating the films of his past. I still enjoy them to this day. But I'm with you. To then just automatically say, "Oh, it's fucking amazing." No, it's not. It really
it's funny.
Is so boring.
When I saw the trailers and the stills and posters, I'm like, not for me. But I'm like, I gotta check it out. Interesting premise. I really thought when I watched, I'm like, I think Dennis might like this, and I might hate this, and I feel bad. But I gotta say, when Emily Blunt, all the shit she's going through, riveting. I really dug what was going on with her. Like, whole movie when she's there, loved it. When we got to Josh O'Connor, I'm like, I don't care. When they got together, I'm like,
his character falls so flat. He don't like it's you can tell it's just really it's this fucking script, man. She had the most interesting character. She actually had things to portray. Mm-hmm. She actually had depth and range. No one else did. Really. I mean, how do you take someone as amazing as Coleman Domingo and he's very one note. Same with Colin Firth. He's kind of very basic
I mean, they're both giving good performances, but and then the weird he can teleport into your like life and see and interact, and it's like I don't need that.
Well, that didn't bother me so much because it's like, okay, it's unknown alien technology, right?
Yeah,
that's kind of like a throwaway thing, but it's more the like, so you're gonna go through all this effort, you're gonna fucking kill people, and then you're just gonna stop.
Yes. What you have her, and then you let her get away. This is what I said also in my longer review. This is what I did not like about Mad Max Fury Road. You're spending all this time fleeing from one thing, and then you're going right back to where you begun. And at the end, like literally, this movie could have ended midways through when the bad guy has who he needs, both the people, but then they get back to right where it all begins, and it ends. And it's like,
yes, the whole
filler.
The whole movie is the trailer. The whole point of the movie, the end of the movie is the trailer. That is it. We're building up.
Enjoyable part.
We're building up to knowing we're going to get the title of the film happen. Like that is the most frustrating thing for me. It's like the end result is like exactly what we've been what we knew was going to happen. The only time we escalate things and put our characters in peril are situations we know nothing is going to happen to them. I didn't care about the train. I didn't care about
you knew they'd survive.
The warehouse. By the way, art department thing that really pissed me off. There was a few I noticed.
Just that we're in a soundstage, that whole scene.
Well, the fucking wet ground inside the warehouse that has no holes in the roof. What are you fucking kidding me? And it's water because you can hear it and see it like, fuck you very much. I'm not that stupid. I get it's a camera thing. It's a visual thing, but holy shit, you can see the ceiling, you can see the floor. Anyways, a lot of continuity errors that were like dead center bright red above the main character's head. I'm like, okay, no one looked a fucking inch above the main actor in the scene's head to make sure the time stayed the same on the fucking digital clock.
Oh, that always drives me insane. Yeah, it's like 11:42, 11:38.
I remember specifically 22 11 15, 22 11 09, 22 11 15.
That's how riveting this movie is, that you can remember the time.
I was paying
code
more
on
attention
a clock.
to that. Yeah,
that's how fun that.
And by the way,
that is one of the finer scenes in the movie.
Oh, right. Like, and that I'm paying more attention to that. It was such. I'm glad it was a free screening. I'm sorry, Adam.
See, and that's I used one of my passes. There wasn't anything else coming out this week that I didn't see this. So, but it's funny. I was thinking maybe you'd have that bias because you went to that screening, and I wasn't sure if there was a Q&A or anything that might have swayed you. I'm like, dang, I hope he doesn't.
Steven Spielberg himself could have been there. That would have been cool. That itself would have just been cool.
Yeah,
but he would have been talking about a shitty movie.
And here's the thing that also got me. The disclosure day, when it's happening, when it's on the news, when our person who desperately wants to be a newscaster and talks about that from the get-go, she starts the report, but then it just becomes some other character we've never seen talking over everything and taking the main, all right, so here's what we're seeing on screen. I don't know if this is official. Blah, blah. It's like, I don't care about the New York reporter. I want to watch Emily Blunt doing this.
Right.
She's the one breaking this news. Why is this other person?
Why isn't it the control rooms of the other news stations, and we're hearing Emily Blunt's dialogue, and we're seeing her face pop up on they should have been the reverse. The inverse of how they were trying to relay that. No, I think it's like what is the next logical step that should happen in the story? No, we're not going to do that. The whole movie feels like that. I think there was actor I too am a fan of Wyatt Russell. I think that character was a waste. And it's really too bad.
I got to refill my drink and go to the bathroom at one point, and I came back and he was just gone. And I'm like, oh, okay, I guess Wyatt's out of this movie now. Cool. Yep. He was my favorite part, kind of. And
even then, he's a rock star we never got to see rocking out. Like, it's one of those things. It's just like he didn't really do much other than doubt his
everything
girlfriend and
the
everything
person he supposedly loves. Yeah. And yeah, I will say, Josh O'Connor, his girlfriend, I loved.
She's down to clown.
Great backstory.
I wanted her to be in the rest of the
Like, I love how she's like, she wanted to be a nun, and he's like, so you're a nun? She's like, we've had sex. I'm not a nun. I was gonna be a nun. And she's like, I want to go with you. And it's like, yeah, she seems like she has the charisma that I wanted Josh O'Connor to have. And then when I felt like when Emily Blunt and Josh O'Connor were together, there was this weird, will they, won't they kind of, and I'm like, you each have your own significant other. And I feel like you two have this
that's what's funny is to me, I kind of took it as a brother-sister thing. I'm like, are we going to find out they are actually the spirits of two sibling aliens that have somehow mind melded, transferred, whatever, swap bodies into these humans or something, or imbued their souls into fucking children. That's why they don't remember their childhoods. It's because that's when you know what? There's just so many of these little bullshit details too that didn't really add anything. They didn't explain so much that the things they stopped to explain, I didn't care about.
Yeah.
And again, all 2 hours and 25.
Rough.
2 hours and 25 fucking minutes, man. That was way too long.
It was hard.
As soon as the movie was over, as soon as the credits rolled, we were up and out of our seat, getting the fuck out of there. So there's producers who got up and left at half an hour, 45 minutes before the movie was even over.
Oh, wow.
There were so many times. I just remember thinking, okay, this has got to be Act 3, right? This has got to be the climax, right? And Val and I, as we walk away from the theater, get in the car, we're both like, oh my God, that was so bad. And we were both just like, Oh my God, there's like for the last hour, every 20 minutes, we're like, okay, now it's over. Okay, now it's over. And then you get that last, like, we got to get back to the news station. I'm just like, oh no.
It's like,
and the power gets knocked out twice. No.
And then I can make it's like we live in a day and age where you could have leaked all of that information from your cell phone. You didn't need a whole production for it.
That's my thing. There's so many parts of the plot are
Why are you on the run? Just put it out.
Yeah, exactly. There's so many things that are way overcomplicated, and there's so many things that are way too simplified. I think they all mismatch each other. Yeah. So obviously we loved it.
Yes, 10 slices.
It's the first
We're
5
going to a new level.
Whole new scale.
For me, I think I'm going to give it a 1 slice. I feel like it's generous.
1 slice. Yeah, it's more generous than me. I'm giving it half a slice. I'm not even it's just whoosh.
That's the sound effect I gave it.
It's
throwing the bread in the trash.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. It's like, and this is a big summer tentpole movie. Like, I was like thinking maybe somehow they'll tie this into Close Encounters. Maybe the aliens might look like E.T. because we saw a finger that looked like it could be an E.T. style.
That was something that was discussed, and I've seen other people discuss online is, like, yeah, Val and I talked about it. I've seen other people talk about some things. It's like such a vague collection of like the average of alien stories all thrown together. Like, she's like, oh, that clicking reminded me of Signs. I'm like, yeah, because that's like, it's a common in like the alien abduction stories and things, like that is a commonly occurring theme of communication, that it's clicks and whistles that, you know, not verbal communication that we would know to recognize. And like a lot of other things like that, the general scaling of them, and once we actually see the found footage and stuff, it's like the average gray alien sort of representation is what's shown here. I'm like, wow, so like, you weren't even inspired by your design. Yeah. You just like you could have given us an anthology of different alien things happening, and it would have been a better movie. Like, here's all of the disclosure things that we're showing you, different clips of aliens throughout time. And it's sad because Steven Spielberg, Close Encounters, E.T., produced Men in Black. Like, this guy has made some great alien movies, and this is what he gave us. And like the whole marketing is like, on June 12th, disclosures happening, the biggest event from Stevens. And it's like, I think trying to drum up more interest, given that that's somewhat happening in real life, the declassified UFO videos and stuff. Like, I think there was hope. A lot more hype would be attached to it because of these events going on. But it didn't land like that for me. I'll have to see how it does this next week. I'm curious if it's going to survive. It's going to drop like a rock. I follow the box office from week to week. Obsession is killing it, dude. It's number 2. Backrooms has dropped, still made more money, but still in the top 5 though. Yeah, oh no, 100% is. But it's like so crazy, like to watch Obsession move up the ranks, and you know, Toy Story is gonna blast everything out of the fucking water. Yeah. But yeah, I'm intrigued to see. Word of mouth isn't strong on this. Reviews aren't strong on it. I feel like it's mixed, but the early reviews, all the like the journalists and stuff, they hyped up so much. I think that's what got the initial butts in seats. Yeah, it's like you said, it's the word of mouth afterwards that's going to kill this thing. If I had to guess, this is going to come in 5th or 6th in this upcoming week's box office. I could be wrong. I don't know. But I have one more movie that comes out on the 26th of this month, if you don't mind me talking about. All right, so this is the third directorial movie directed by none other than Olivia Wilde.
What is this?
The Invite.
That's a rug.
Did you buy this rug because the neighbors are coming?
Oh my God. Joe, you remember Peanut Hawk?
Bit of a contentious environment in here, so I understand.
We love a contentious environment.
She's fine, but he is a fucking weirdo.
You know, they seem cool, and she's so pretty.
Have you got tequila?
Joe, put on some music.
What kind of music you into, Hawk?
What is Sade?
What is
She loves
Sade?
that.
We only get a few chances for meaningful relationships in life.
What is going on here?
This is fucking crazy.
Can we please do a reset?
Is this from a podcast?
Yes, it is.
We did come down here tonight to invite you.
Invite us.
To join us.
Us.
Me too.
Sorry, we don't have people over very often.
All right, so I saw this movie about 2 months ago at a film festival, and I was really intrigued because this is the third movie that Olivia Wilde has directed, and it's very different. She's done two very different films at this point, and it's kind of like an amalgamation of both those films. Like, we have Booksmart being her first movie, and that, of course, is a teen comedy, and then you have Don't Worry, Darling, which is kind of like a sci-fi Black Mirror Twilight Zone type of movie that's a little more grounded and sexual. So this is kind of like that. So essentially, we have two couples, Olivia Wilde and Seth Rogen. They're this married couple. They've been together forever. They have a daughter. They're in a sexless marriage currently, and they just don't see eye to eye. He works his ass off all day. She kind of flounders around, and they've been re-renovating their apartment and making a lot of noise. And she feels really bad about that for their upstairs neighbor to have to hear it. And she kind of thinks the upstairs neighbors are kind of cool because they're hip and they just seem fun. And Seth Rogen fucking hates them, and for a good reason, because all hours of the day and night you can just hear him ferociously fucking. And they have like a small daughter, and he's like, what? And like 3:00 in the morning, middle of the afternoon. And so like he comes home one day after a long day of work, and Olivia Wilde's character is like, hey, get ready. And he's like, for what? She's like, the neighbors are coming over. And he's like, what? You didn't tell me about this. She's like, yeah, it's been on the books for a while. And he's like, well, if they come, I'm going to tell them. I'm gonna tell them they fucking suck. I'm gonna tell them off because of all the shit they've been putting us through. And like they get in this giant fight, and then the couple shows up, and it's just awkward because like you can tell Seth wants to say something, and Olivia's trying to shut him down, and she's just enamored by them, and they're kind of all over each other, and they're this open couple, and by they it's Penelope Cruz and Edward Norton, and their chemistry is like off the charts, like just insanely sexual with one another, and they're getting to know each other, and we find out, oh, the reason they're always having sex is because they like have orgies and stuff in their apartment, and they essentially get to the point where it's like, oh, do you guys want to have sex with us? It could be together, or we can change partners. And it becomes the dilemma of, does this married couple want to put their relationship in that situation? Is this something they can actually go through with?
I kind of felt like from the trailer that was the direction it was going to go. Yeah.
And it's very like, you never know where it's going to go. It's very like, it feels like a stage play. It's all pretty much taking place it is all this one apartment essentially. And it's funny. It's dark. It's, this is one I'm very intrigued to see how it will actually do at the box office. I feel like this is going to go out of theaters quick. Not a lot of people are probably going to check it out. It reminds me of a movie that came out, I want to say back in like 2012 called Chaos, I think it was called. Very similar situation. Well, not similar, but you had like two sets of parents coming together about their kids. I don't know. I'm getting sidetracked here, but it's a very dark movie, like tone wise, and like it looks dark. Interesting set. Like the set's a little like, I don't know. Yeah, I'm trying to. There's not a lot going on for it besides the situation. It's a very situational comedy, and it's very adult oriented. But the characters are well fleshed out. I'll give them that. Like, these are very well fleshed out characters, and it's a good movie. It's an interesting movie. It's not great. I liked it better than Don't Worry, Darling, or whatever the last one was called. But I'd like to see Olivia Wilde do more broader comedies like Booksmart again. But it's interesting because she was there for a Q&A after, and the way the movie ends is kind of open-ended. She's like, oh, I think Seth and my character went this direction with our relationship and whatnot, and Seth believes this happened, and both are very viable and this and that. And it's like, that's a bullshit answer, but I could see it.
It's also kind of fun. I get it as the creative. It's kind of fun to then force your audience to make their own answer rather than like hand it all to you and then do the back like 80s and 90s movies when they'd have to do the films over the whole screen of text of this is what happened to the character afterwards. I'm like,
that is annoying.
You don't need all that shit.
Right, fill in the blanks yourself.
I'm like, it's like if you're not going to make it a part of the movie, why do you need to like literally spell it out for us? Yeah, but no, that's interesting. I don't know. Okay, I'm intrigued.
It's art housey. It's like independent. It kind of feels like a film you'd see back in the like 60s or 70s almost. Like you don't get films made like this today, I feel, which is interesting. And it's funny because the writers of this movie is Will McCormick and Rashida Jones, who the last movie I remember they wrote was Toy Story 3. Totally different type of movie here.
Yeah.
And it's like I love the fact that Rashida Jones, but it is in line with their first movie they got made, Rashida Jones and Will McCormick, called Celeste and Jesse Forever, which starred Rashida Jones and Andy Samberg as these two friends who have this like will they won't they relationship their whole life. And it's an interesting little art house movie. It's an hour and 47 minutes, a tad bit longer than it needs to be in my opinion, but it was fun. But
wait, the invite.
The invite, yes. Sorry, the invite. Okay. Hour and 47 minutes, a little too long. And I'm toying with the idea. I'm like, do I want to see it again when it comes out? Because I always want a movie to, especially little movies, independent movies, to get money. And well, they got my money by the fucking buying a ticket for a festival. But
right.
Yeah, it's funny because AMC and all these different theaters, Regals and whatnot, and other theaters do like these movies on Mondays, like mystery movies that aren't out yet. And last night I went to one, and it was an R-rated movie that had a runtime of an hour and 48 minutes. I'm like, oh, this is probably The Invite. I saw this two months ago. I should probably rewatch it before I review it tomorrow because I knew I was going to review it. Surprisingly, not it. And I was like kind of happy when I found out it wasn't it, but I was like, the movie I saw, I'm like, I'd rather watch The Invite again. So it's like, I can't say rush out and see it. If you like to support indie movies, if you like really dark comedies, something like you'd see back in the day, kind of like Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf almost in a way, go and see it. But if you're looking for a broad comedy, this is not that. If you're looking for some erotic stuff, this is probably the most erotic thing you'll see on the big screen this summer, I'll say. But overall, I'm going to give The Invite 2 slices of toast. It was just fine.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, I was pulling strings. It's funny. I did a whole review of it, and it came out so much more succinct. And on the actual podcast I'm trying to sell people on, I'm like floundering over my words. I'm sorry.
That's all good.
That
was one slice, correct?
Two slices. Yeah.
My bad.
It's funny. This festival had two movies with Olivia Wilde that had this and another movie called I Want Your Sex, which both movies were in festivals.
So it sounds like an Olivia Wilde movie.
Yeah. And this one had a lot of buzz coming out of like, I think South by Southwest, or was it Cannes? I want to say South by. So I'm like, all right, that one, I Want Your Sex sounded a little more my speed. But I'm like, I don't know. It had Cooper Hoffman. I like him. I like her. But I'm like, this one, Seth Rogen, Edward Norton, Penelope Cruz.
Yeah, that cast is like, yeah.
I want to see that. And I didn't know at the time she was going to be there to do a Q&A after.
Yeah. You
it was
made the better choice.
But it wasn't fully a Q&A. It was more her talking to this a sex therapist, I guess, because it involved what was going on in the movie. So it was like kind of weird and awkward.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. But they recently put out a trailer for I Want Your Sex, and I'm like, I made the wrong choice. I know what movie I would have enjoyed more, I think. But you live and you learn. Yeah.
Well, shit.
So be on the lookout for that trailer reaction soon. That's going to do it for our reviews here, Dennis.
Yes, sir.
What an episode.
What a run. That was, yeah. I'm like, folks, I'm sorry there wasn't a better movie for you to, or maybe you just thought, like, you guys, that review was insane. That was the greatest thing I've seen all year.